So, guys, I'm back. Today we have a very special topic that I know it more than enough. So, before we begin, please subscribe to the channel if you are just new, and please don't leave without a comment. Just give us a comment or a thumbs up so you can make this video reach as many people as possible. As the topic suggests, I'm going to tell you in this video how do they get this Fulbright scholarship. I'll walk you through the requirements, everything you need to know, and some hidden hints that people don't want you to know about. So stay tuned. Um, what is going to happen today is we will try to demystify what is a hidden thing. So you guys need to know that the Fulbright is not that difficult the way people used to say. So you're gonna be there, and I'm going to try to explain you step by step how you can get the master's or the PhD program without any stress. So this is all we are going to try to share in this video, and I'm gonna tell you something that very few people have never shared with you about the Fulbright. I think you guys have seen that I won a scholarship. It's not something fake, it's something I know how it works. And I did not win it once, but twice. So you will know about that all in this video. So let's go. So if you just go to this us.fulbrightonline.org, you guys should be informed about what it takes for you to be qualified and what do they offer. In general terms, I'm going to walk you through whatever it needs for you to know about, and also I'm going to try to bring some more ideas about this scholarship. But apart from that, I will do a separate video showing you the essay that made me win twice, the study objective, and the personal statement, because those two pieces, be aware, those two pieces are probably the most important pieces you need to get this scholarship. You get it right. So if you go to this website, probably you will see this global map, and it says here competition information. It says for 2026-2027 award cycle, the applications are currently open. And based on national deadlines, and I'm going to be focused on one of these deadlines, but you can just click in one of these points. For example, you can click on Algeria, Egypt, Saudi Arabia. You can come in all these places. So it is opened in Morocco, Tanzania, Mozambique, my country. You guys can see the flag on the back. So here you have Australia. So you got all of these countries that I'm indicating here. They can apply for this scholarship. But for the 2025-2026 award cycle is closed at this point. It just finished in January. But we are not worried about that. But based on the national deadlines, probably the latest is going to be October 7th at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So you need to be attentive, and I'm going to be using a country example, probably my country, Mozambique, to explain what it requires from you and why you guys fail a lot in this scholarship. You end up not being called for the interview. We're going to try to demystify all of that in this application. So once you come here, you can just click on Mozambique, for example, and it will take you to this website where you will have to go into the US Embassy from your country to know a little bit more. When you go there, you should go to the education section or exchanging programs. So for Mozambique, here it says the 2026-2027 Fulbright Foreign Student Program deadline for applications, it's Monday, June 2nd, 2025. Pretty much we do have some sometime, roughly 2 months at the moment I'm recording this video. So the launch time was March 26th, which was last week, probably, or before. How to apply, here is the link for you to go through, but I'm not going to fill the form today. If you guys want me to fill the form, I can do it in a separate video, but you just need to be very careful. There are things you just need to work on them so you can fill up the form. That would be a separate video. Okay, so going forward, here it says what? The Fulbright program is a flagship international education exchange program sponsored by the US government and designed to increase mutual understanding. Please, it's very good to understand this key expression, mutual understanding. If you don't know about this, probably you might fail. I'll tell you why very soon. Between the people of the United States and the people of other countries, like your country, Malawi, Zimbabwe, probably Mozambique, and many other countries. Let's look at the very key points. This scholarship is managed by the Institute of International Education, in short IIE, and the Fulbright will award scholarship for a maximum of 2 years for advanced degree to study in the US. For people who go for the master's, it's going to be 2 years. And it says that successful applicants will begin their academic program in August of 2026, next year. But there's something also really important that people don't read, which is applications are acceptable for individuals in university and non-academic settings, and strong candidates with limited English may be considered for Fulbright long-term English program. What is that? In other words, that if your English does not meet the standard that they look for, but it meets the basic that could set some idea that you will achieve in this scholarship, probably they will be take you to go into the LTE, for you to go into English program that could last at maximum 8 months in English training prior to your academic program. This does not happen in all the scholarships. No. When I tell you that this scholarship is the one that comes within the probably top 3, Fulbright is in that ranking. I know what I'm telling you guys. Just be there and you will know what you will need to succeed in it. Eligible field of studies. You know, this scholarship, it says all field of studies are eligible except one thing you guys should be aware of. It says applications are considered in a transparent, merit-based competition. And what you need to have, citizens of Mozambique for the case of this scholarship. You have to be a Mozambican, having a bachelor's of 4 years and having a degree, like bachelor's degree equivalent to the US bachelor's. But it says here, university students in their final year may apply but must provide their bachelor's degree diploma and final transcript by this time here, August of next year. And nominees have to have 3 years of tertiary study, should have an equivalent to 13 years of primary school, and the undergraduate should allow to be eligible to apply for the scholarship. Yep. Also, you have to have sufficient English because the country speaks English as official language. You have to meet the standard required tests. We will see what is that. Be highly motivated and in a commitment to complete the program and come back to your country, specifically as the country of my choice here is Mozambique. And no applicant may receive more than one Fulbright student grant, including Humphrey Scholar alumni. This does not apply for foreign language teaching assistantship. So if you have had this scholarship in different form, then you might not qualify. So if you work with the U.S. government embassies, you might not qualify for this one. It says nominees with no extensive or recent experience will be given preference. If you have not been to the US before, this could be your chance to get this scholarship. Only candidates for master's degree in their current field are eligible. Individuals seeking PhD, Masters of Business Administration, law or non-degree programs are not eligible for the LTE component, just LTE component. Candidates in the subfield of English, they have to have a minimum of 65 in TOEFL, testing of English as a foreign language to be eligible for the long-term English program. The things you should not apply for. Number one is medical study candidate who wish to pursue internship, a residence, or study medicine. No, you cannot. You may receive, but only for master's degree in public health is the only area they can accommodate. Also, previous Fulbright students cannot apply. Employees of the U.S. mission abroad cannot apply. You have to be careful when you work on this. Grant objective and duration. This one is a graduate degree program, which could be between 1 to 2 years of a study program, and priority given to a master's or a PhD. Eligible grantee can have a renewal. Master's degree candidate will receive priority. So priority goes to the master's, not the PhD. Also, you can apply for a non-degree research as a visiting scholar. This could give you between 9 to 10 months in the US. And please be aware of the ChatGPT people. ChatGPT here might be a big problem, or the use of people's idea without acknowledgement. That could be an academic misconduct. It's very serious in the universities of the US and the Western universities, and very, very much in every university. The definition, if you don't know what is a plagiarism, it's a wrongful appropriation or paralleling and publication of one's ideas, one's own of the ideas, or expression of the ideas of another without recognition or proper citation is a problem. New for 2026-2027 application, the following paragraph will be added to the plagiarism certification in the application to address the use of artificial intelligence in the creation of application material. Some U.S. universities and colleges have developed and published policies on the use of generative artificial intelligence, Gen AI. Acceptance. I think here it has been recognized and been kind of like accepted on application for admission or affiliation with the institution. Some institutions may scan applications for the use of language produced by Gen AI. While individual institution policies range widely, and policy responses from U.S. universities will continue to evolve, copying language content produced by Gen AI directly into your application may negatively impact admission or affiliation decisions. That's what I was saying. Just copy and paste. It's going to be a big deal. Another thing is, if you want more details, you can just open this document, which we will see a little bit later. Funding is kind of like funding for foreign student is limited for 2 years. That is why masters are given priority. Yet, they still say that subsequent years for funding for PhD grants could only be when there is availability of fund and there is a kind of like uncertainty in that matter. Then we have, if you might come back home if you don't secure the third year funding. Okay, so testing, you will be tested, no? And they say here the Fulbright, sorry. Okay, they say here the Fulbright student program is extremely competitive and standardized tests are critical. The testing is not required for the initial cycle, but after you succeed in the interview, you will have to be aware of it. And they say here, only individuals selected the same finalists will require to take the standardized test below, and their test fee will be paid by the U.S. Department of State. You don't need to pay for it, free of charge. Selected candidates should familiarize themselves with the test in advance and utilize practice tests and available online resources to prepare. So you need to be on that spot. So they say test of English is a foreign language, which is the TOEFL. For a master's, they might want you to score 90 into internet-based test, and 100 is preferable. PhD candidates need to have a minimum of 100 in internet-based test. However, the various field of studies, this varies by field of study. You will be given some kind of support. If you have 60 to 75 on internet-based test, they might consider you. You might need to take the GRE, which is the graduate record examination, very important for people going for law or business or applied arts. Fulbright candidates should score above the 50th percentile in both sections of the GRE. I have taken this test. You might need the graduate management admission test, GMAT. Not everyone will need it. But if you want to learn a little bit more, here are some links for you to be a bit familiar with it. And your arrangement for the university admission will be done by the IEE. It's not you. They will apply on behalf of you to secure university for placement. And here is a point: if you want to move with family, what they say is, if accompanied by dependent, Fulbright grantees are responsible for all associated costs of bringing and maintaining dependents in the United States. This includes airfare, if you want to take your wife and your kids, and other travel expense, living expense, school cost, medical insurance that meets visa regulation, and uncovered medical bills. The Fulbright program defines a dependent, a spouse, qualified same-sex domestic partner, or an unmarried child under 21 years of age. So those can be with you, but you will have to bear the cost on your own to manage the expenses. So the deadline again is Monday, June 2nd of 2025. The application is submitted only through this link here, which I can do a separate video to show you how you guys can deal with that. All right, so let's go to the document that clarifies the elements. The first thing, you will have to create an account and reading instruction. Okay, and then you need to choose the cycle 2026-2027 Fulbright Foreign Student Program. Upload a digital copy of your official transcripts for all previous academic coursework and in progress academic coursework each year of the undergraduate or graduate study with English translation as well. Upload copies of your licenciatura diploma, because this is the Mozambique case I'm talking about, but this would work for many other countries. Diploma, if relevant, master's diploma with English translation. You have to request for 3 letters of recommendation, and your recommenders will be the ones submitting. You just need to put their details in the system. I may make a video explaining step by step how you can do that. So when you succeed, semifinals will have to submit their certified copies and the translation for cases where your certificate is not in English. Okay, so let's go to the document. The essays, there are 2, as I was saying, very important essays to deal with. One is called study objective. Another one is the famous personal statement. Let me highlight it. So these 2 will determine your commitment or whether you succeed or not. When you write your study objective or research objective, you need to have a set of a description where you provide a they say it's a highly important part of your application. It helps the people who are selecting you to better understanding what your proposed study goals. You need to write in a very clear and detailed description of your program you want to pursue. What does that mean? You need to be very specific in the objective of your study, your area that you want to specialize on. Explain what makes you interested in the area you want to take. Describe the kind of program you expect to undertake. Guys, I find people failing a lot in it. I can't emphasize that enough. I think I'll have to make a video. This is the one thing that people do not know how to write and how to show it in a very compelling way. And how does that fit into your education background is one thing you would need to write. Also, how does this fit into your future objective and goals? Very important to write about that. How are your research interests relevant to current trends, challenges in your home country? Please, this is important to respond. How will you apply your study upon returning to your home country? How will that help your home country? It's important to describe that. Also, reference of proposed university or faculty should not be made. You don't need to mention that. The essay should be at least 1 page and no more than 2 pages, which means 1 page and 2 pages is what you need to write. Please use your own words. If you are planning to use someone else's work or research, you must credit the source at all times you use them. This was a study objective. The personal statement, people misunderstand these 2 terms. A study objective is just a research, a study plan you have, and what goes around it. Hence, when you talk about personal statement, you are talking about a narrative statement of your own personal. How do you come into the story that you want to pursue as a research objective is what you are going to write. So it says here it's a narrative statement in which you give a reader more insight into you as an individual and your future contribution as a person. It should include information about your education, practical experience, special interest, career plans, and your purpose in applying for the study as an individual. Explain who you are, not like I am Zach, but who you are in the field. What have you done? How has that affected you personally? This is what I was telling you, that you guys, to succeed, this is the most important part. What's important to you and what you intended to accomplish in your life. You want to know how to write it? Just wait, I'll show you. Demonstrate your unique qualification for your chosen field. How do you stand out? What do you know or you have contributed and you would want to further in the future? Also, you have to discuss your experiences, people, and event that inspired you as a person. I'm repeating, to pursue this field of studies. All of it should be connected. Demonstrate your commitment to your field of study. How are you committed to go take it into the next level? That has to be discussed. What kind of contribution do you want to make as individual? What do you intend to do with the degree is very important. The essay should be at least 1 page and not more than 2. Please use your own word. Again, most people used to repeat things they have written in the other essay. It's not that what they are looking for here. Trust me. It's not what they are looking for here. At this point, they are looking in new ideas. They are looking for trends that you have and you want to work on. So it's very crucial that you work on that. Again, plagiarism is a very serious matter here. You need to use idea or research. You have always to cite what you use. You need to cite and paraphrase what you, even the citation has to be paraphrased for it not to be seen as a stolen idea. You need to follow some of this APA, MLA, and Chicago way of citing. It's very important. You need to paraphrase, changing people's idea into your own, but expressing the same idea, yet acknowledging that these ideas are not mine. Quote, it's important to quote. Use of common knowledge. Sometime you have to say the geographical location, and more ideas you can find from this place. So guys, I just gave you some hints on these 2 things. If you want, in the next video I might show you how to write these 2 very important pieces of paper, because I've seen many people committing lots of problems when they are discussing these elements. They misunderstand and they can't write it so well. So you have to be aware of it. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please comment and subscribe, and the lot is still coming for this series of Fulbright, and I'll be showing you a video filling the form, and probably the more 2 videos about study objective and personal statement. But bear in your mind that this is a very serious matter. So bye bye, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.